Yogi Clan, good morning. Welcome back to Safety Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to talk a little bit about pack riding. Specifically, we're going to talk about hand signals while pack riding. Now, there are 100 different versions of hand signals. I want to just share with you the ones that we use when we ride in the pack because they work, and they work well. Well, let me start off and preface it with this. Hand signals work great during the day. They do not work so well at night. So we're going to talk about some alternative methods for signaling when riding at night. So let's go ahead and roll the intro video and then we'll dive on in. All right, Yogi Clan, welcome back. So why is this so important? Because signals are the way that you communicate with the fellow people in your pack. And what's really important is as you're communicating with those people in your pack that the signals get passed down the center of the pack. So the person in the left-hand side of the lane is going to signal with their right hand. The person in the right-hand side of the lane is going to signal with their left hand. And that should be passed all the way down the pack from the person who's leading all the way to the tail gunner in the rear of the pack. So what do those signals look like? People in the cars around me are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to go ahead and show you now. So for a right-hand turn, if I were leading the pack, I would throw out one finger pointed to the right like this. If I'm making a left-hand turn, I'm going to throw it out to the left like this. If I want the pack to slow down because maybe somebody is turning left in front of me, we're on a two-lane country road, and they're going to be turning left, so they're slowing down to turn left, I'm going to be pumping my hand down beside me, down beside my hip, like this to slow the pack down. If the pack needs to come to the stop, I'm just going to hold my hand down next to my hip in a stop position to get everybody to stop. If there is an object in the road and it causes us to have to go down single file, I'm going to hold my hand up above my head like this with my one finger up. For single file, we're going to drop to single file. When we've passed those objects and it's time to go back to a bar-to-bar position, if we're riding handlebar to handlebar, I'm going to put two fingers up like this. However, if we get on a tight, twisty country road and we need to drop the stagger, I'm going to do that same thing, but I'm going to rock it back and forth like this in to indicate dropping to a staggered position. Next, if we're going to see a hazard on the road, I'm going to use my feet for this. So obviously you can't see that, but if there's a hazard like a dead animal on the road and it's on the right-hand side of where I am, I'm going to point to it with my right foot. If it's on the left-hand side of the road, I'm going to use my left-hand foot to point to it. Again, those signals should drop back all the way through the pack. If there's a police officer coming, a cop, I'm going to be hitting my head like this. You know, police officers, police cars used to have one headlight, and it used to be dead center in the top that used to spin around. And I was back probably before many of you were alive. But going like this and hit your head means there's a cop ahead or warning something ahead. If you leave your turn signal on, I'm going to be going like this to the person behind me saying that their turn signal is flashing. And if you need a gas stop, I'm just going to be pointing down to my tank. Or if you're hungry, I'm going to be, what's the easy way to show this? I'm going to be doing that, you know, eat. Which I think is the same as the sign language for eat. I want something to eat. All right, so those are the basic signals for pack riding. Now, where there's a difference comes at nighttime, because you can't see a lot of those signals at nighttime. So not only do we talk using hand signals, but we also talk using our throttle. A real easy way to remember this: one hit of the throttle, so one quick crack of the throttle, is a left-hand turn. One hit, the word left has 4 letters in it. It's shorter than the word right, so for a right-hand turn, I'm going to crack the throttle twice. And that indicates a right-hand turn. Now at nighttime, that is very useful because you can't see my hands flying all over the air saying right turn, left turn, whatever. But the throttle will get your attention. Also, if you're daydreaming and you're not paying attention, and I hit one hit for the throttle that we're going left, I'm also going to throw the left-hand signal. So if you hit the throttle but you're not paying attention because you're in la-la land, well, you heard that throttle crack. Okay, what's going on? Well, now you see my hand signal afterwards. So the throttle to wake everybody up, but the throttle is also the signal. So you can hear one hit for the throttle, know we're going left. You don't even need to look for a hand signal. But I always look for the hand signal just to verify that it was the leader who indeed cracked his throttle. It wasn't somebody else. And just to make sure that, I'm following directions. 2 hits to the throttle, right hand turn. Really simple. Really simple, really easy. A real good methodical way to lead the pack is knowing your signals. Another important part about being in a pack and pack riding is making sure that cars do not get in the middle of your pack. Signals are a great way to do that. When we're getting too loose, I'll go like this. That means tighten the pack up, and that will get passed through. Tighten the pack up. Because if your pack is too loose, if there's too much gap in there, cars are going to move over and get in the middle of your pack and split you up. You don't want that to happen. Also, if you are riding in a pack and a police officer comes up and say you use blockers to block a light, and most of you make it through the light, but not all make it through the light, make that police officer go all the way up to the front of the pack to pull the pack over. Don't let him pull over half the pack. Make him go all the way to the front and pull a pack over. We had that incident occur down in South Carolina, and the people in the middle of the pack freaked out, hit the brakes. Then next thing you know, one bike was rear-ending another, and it just caused a big mess. And people got injured, people got road rash. It was not good. So if you're going to get pulled over, make that cop go all the way to the front, and everybody to the pack should signal to that officer, go up to the front, pull the entire pack over. Don't let him pull over half the pack. Hand signals are vital. They are critical. Bike and Bird was talking about how he was having trouble with his meetups down in Texas and the pack getting too big and not being able to control the pack. If you educate your riders before you leave, it is important to have a pre-ride discussion before you go anywhere as a pack. Make sure everybody knows your signals. Make sure everybody knows to communicate them down through the line. That's your time to figure out also who are new riders, who are inexperienced riders, who don't know the deal, so you can place them in your pack appropriately. You should have the most advanced riders in the front and the newest riders in the back, and somewhat order them according to skills and abilities. You should have the most skilled in the front and the least skilled in the back. And remember, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So whoever your tail gunner is should be able somehow to communicate with the leader in the pack to be able to let them know kind of what's going on in the pack. Whether you do that through blockers or whatever. But we will have a discussion probably sometime this week rather, because this is Safety Tip Tuesday. Sometimes toward the latter half of the week, we're going to talk about blockers and how to properly run with blockers. But that doesn't work well unless this works well. Signals, hand signals are the key to running a pack. I don't care if it's a pack of 6, a pack of 60, or a pack of 200. Hand signals are key to maintaining order and keeping everything flowing and keeping everybody in the know of obstacles in the road, dangers in the road, things you're encountering, turns you're making, stuff you need to move over for, debris in the road, whatever it is. Hand signals are critical to relaying that information to your people in the pack. So whatever you decide to use as hand signals, use them. And use them and learn how to use them effectively. And like I said, a quick review: right hand turn, left hand turn. Pull out my cheat sheet here. Right hand turn, left hand turn, slow down, stop, bar to bar, staggered, single file. Using your feet, hazard on the right, using your feet, hazard on the left. Your turn signals on, heads up, police officer, or I need to eat, or point to your tank, I need fuel. Those are the basic ones. I don't really see a need for a whole lot more other than that, other than This one is not on that list, but that's how I signal U-turn. So you get to a spot where you need to make a U-turn, usually in a large pack. Hopefully you're not making a U-turn with a large pack, because that's really difficult. But with a smaller pack, 3-4 guys, U-turns aren't quite as bad. So that's my signal for a U-turn. So use those signals or use some variety of them, but whatever you do, make sure your pack knows about them and knows how to pass them. The best way to do it is down through the center of the pack. Because if you don't pass through the center of the pack, if you're signaling with an outside hand, so if you're on the left and you're signaling with your left hand, the right signaling with your right hand, the people on the left hand side of the road can't see the people signaling on the right hand if you're signaling with your outside hand. That's why you pass them down the center. See, there's reason for the madness. Pass them down the center, that way both rows can see it. But pass them from row to row to row to row to row, all the way down through the pack till you hit the tail gunner. That way everybody knows what's happening, everybody knows what's going on, and pay attention to when you're doing it. And by all means, don't have your passenger doing the signaling for you. You do the signaling, because your passenger may not know what those signals are and may be signaling the wrong signal. So make sure the driver, the rider, you, whoever's operating the motorcycle is doing the signaling, not the passenger. There's your safety tip for Safety Tip Tuesday. Use it, put it into effect. It can save not only your life, but it can save the lives of those in your pack. So thank you for joining me on this Safety Tip Tuesday. I wish you all a wonderful and a blessed week. I'll catch you on the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications. Help this channel grow, and I'll catch you on the next safety tip. All right, Yogi Clan. Peace.